Right now, watching this video, you're already feeling it. Something's different in the air. Something shifting beneath the surface of reality that you can't quite name, but you absolutely know is there. You're not imagining it. A quantum leap is happening in this moment, as you sit here, and the vast majority of people are completely missing it because they're looking for it in all the wrong places. They're waiting for some dramatic external sign, some cosmic announcement, some moment when the universe taps them on the shoulder and announces that their life is about to change. But quantum leaps don't work that way, and that misunderstanding is exactly why most people will let this opportunity pass them by without ever realizing what they missed. What I'm about to show you isn't theory or philosophy or spiritual bypassing. This is about understanding what's actually happening in the quantum field right now, why this window won't stay open forever, and how to position yourself to catch the leap instead of watching it happen to everyone else. By the time we're done here, you're going to understand exactly what a quantum leap is, why one is occurring in this moment, how to recognize if you're in it or missing it, and what to do in the next few days and weeks to make sure you don't look back 6 months from now and realize you were standing in the middle of the biggest opportunity of your life and didn't take it. Let me start by telling you what a quantum leap is not. It's not gradual improvement or incremental growth or the result of working harder. And it's definitely not about adding another morning routine to your already exhausted schedule. A quantum leap happens when your reality jumps from one state to a completely different state, without passing through the space in between. When an electron absorbs enough energy in physics, it doesn't slowly climb from one orbital to the next. Instead, it disappears from one level and instantly appears at another level. And scientists call this a quantum jump because there's no middle ground, no transition phase, just instant relocation. Your life can do the same thing. Your entire reality can shift from one frequency to a completely different frequency without the years of struggle and gradual progress you've been taught to expect. And one day you're in one version of your life. Then something shifts, and suddenly you're living in a completely different timeline with different opportunities, different people, different resources, different outcomes. This isn't magic. It's how quantum reality actually works. You're not stuck in one fixed timeline slowly inching forward. You exist in a field of infinite possible timelines, and under the right conditions you can jump from one to another. Those conditions are what I'm talking about when I say the quantum leap is happening right now. Because in this moment the field is more fluid, more malleable, more responsive to consciousness than it normally is. And when the field gets like this, quantum leaps become possible for anyone who knows how to recognize and ride the wave. What makes right now different? And why is the quantum leap happening now instead of 6 months ago or 6 months from now? Because we just crossed a threshold, moved from one year into another. And I'm not talking about the calendar, I'm talking about collective consciousness. When millions of people simultaneously focus on endings and beginnings, when the entire planet pauses to reflect on what came before and imagine what could be, that collective attention creates a disturbance in the quantum field. Think of reality like water. Most of the time it's relatively still, and when it's still, your individual consciousness is like a single drop trying to create ripples, and you can do it, but it takes effort, focus, intention, and even then the ripples stay small. But during threshold moments, during collective transitions, the water is already moving. Waves already exist, currents already flow, momentum already builds. And when you add your intention to water that's already in motion, your ripples become waves, your waves become currents, and your currents can carry you to completely different shores. That's what's happening right now. The field is moving, consciousness is shifting, timelines are more accessible, and the gap between desire and manifestation is thinner than it normally is. You can feel it. You can feel that something is different, that possibilities feel more possible, that the old rules don't quite apply anymore, that there's an opening you can't see but you can sense. That feeling is not in your head. It's your consciousness detecting the quantum field in a state of high potential, and the people who recognize this moment and act on it will experience quantum leaps that seem miraculous to everyone else watching. But here's the problem. Here's why most people are missing it. They're so focused on what they don't have, so locked into the old story, so convinced that change is slow and hard and requires years of work, that they can't see the opening right in front of them. They're standing in the middle of the most potent manifestation window of the year, And they're using that energy to replay old patterns, to confirm old limitations, to tell themselves the same stories about why things don't work for them. Every time they do that, every time they choose the old frequency when the new frequency is available, they lock themselves out of the quantum leap and back into the slow, incremental path. Let me tell you how to recognize if you're in the leap or missing it, because this is where most people get confused. They think a quantum leap means everything suddenly becomes easy. All problems disappear, money falls from the sky, perfect relationships appear, and life becomes some kind of effortless paradise. That's not what happens. What actually happens is opportunities start appearing that don't make logical sense based on where you stood yesterday. An email arrives from someone you haven't talked to in years, offering you exactly what you've been wanting. You stumble across information that solves a problem you've had for months. You meet someone who knows someone who can open a door you didn't even know existed. A sudden insight shifts your entire perspective and unlocks action you've been avoiding. These aren't coincidences, they're quantum breadcrumbs. They're the field responding to the shift in your frequency and sending you signs that a new timeline is available. But here's where people miss it. Those opportunities don't look like the picture they had in their mind. The email doesn't say exactly what they wanted to hear. The information requires them to do something uncomfortable. The person asks them to show up in a bigger way than feels safe. The insight means they have to let go of something they've been holding on to. So they hesitate. They doubt. They tell themselves maybe this isn't the right thing. Maybe they should wait for something that feels more certain, more comfortable, more aligned with the fantasy they've been imagining. And in that hesitation, they miss the leap. Because quantum leaps require you to say yes before you feel ready, to move before you have all the answers, to trust the new frequency more than you trust the old story. The quantum leap is happening right now, but it won't wait for you to feel comfortable. It won't wait for you to have total clarity. It won't wait for all your fears to dissolve and all your doubts to disappear. The leap is happening in real time, and you either catch it by saying yes to the opportunities that are showing up right now, even if they're not perfect, even if they're scary, even if they require you to be someone you've never been before, or you watch it pass and you stay in the old timeline wondering why nothing ever changes. How do you catch the leap? And how do you position yourself to ride this wave instead of missing it? First, you have to make a clean break with the old frequency. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel more ready, but right now, today, in this moment. A quantum leap is not a gradual transition. It's an instant shift, which means you can't straddle two timelines. You can't keep one foot in the old reality while trying to step into the new one. You have to fully commit to the new frequency before the evidence shows up. That sounds terrifying to most people, because they want proof first. They want to see that the new timeline is safe and real, and actually going to work before they let go of the old one. But quantum mechanics doesn't work that way. The new timeline only becomes real when you collapse the wave function by choosing it, and you can only choose it by letting go of the old one. So you have to ask yourself right now, what am I still holding on to from the old timeline that I know I need to release? Maybe it's a relationship that's been dead for months, but you're too afraid to officially end it. Maybe it's a job that's draining your soul, but pays the bills so you keep showing up. Maybe it's a belief about yourself that you know isn't true anymore, but you keep repeating it because it's familiar. Maybe it's a version of safety that's actually keeping you small. Whatever it is, the quantum leap requires you to release it, not because it's bad or wrong, but because you can't jump to a new orbital while you're still attached to the old one. This is the part where people get stuck. They want the new life, but they won't release the old one. And then they wonder why they're not experiencing the shift everyone else seems to be experiencing. You have to choose right now, in this moment. Which timeline are you committing to? Second, you have to say yes to the opportunities that are showing up right now, even if they don't make perfect sense, even if they feel too soon, even if you're not sure you're ready. The quantum field is sending you invitations, testing your frequency, asking, are you serious about this new timeline, or are you just fantasizing about it? And the way you answer that question is not with your words, not with your intentions, not with your vision board, but with your actions. When the opportunity shows up, do you say yes, or do you find a reason to wait? Every time you say yes to something your old self would have said no to, you're collapsing the wave function in favor of the new timeline. Every time you take action that aligns with the new frequency, you're sending a signal to the quantum field that this is real, this is what you're choosing, and the field responds by sending you more opportunities on that same frequency. But every time you hesitate, every time you default back to the old patterns, every time you choose comfort over growth, you're collapsing the wave function back to the old timeline, and the quantum leap opportunity fades. This is why timing matters. This is why I'm telling you the leap is happening right now, because there's a window where the field is fluid and responsive and willing to reorganize itself around your new frequency. But that window doesn't stay open forever. When you don't move during the window, when you spend the next 2 weeks overthinking and analyzing and waiting to feel ready, the field will solidify again, the water will become still, and you'll be back to needing years of effort to create change that could have happened in days. Third, you have to embody the new frequency as if the leap has already happened. Not as a visualization exercise, not as a future goal, but as your present reality right now. This is where most manifestation teaching gets it wrong. They tell you to imagine the future version of yourself and work toward becoming that person. But quantum leaps don't work that way. You don't work toward the new frequency. You claim it now and let reality reorganize itself to match. That means you start making decisions today as the version of you that already experienced the quantum leap. How does that version of you spend their time? What do they say yes to? And what do they say no to? How do they talk about themselves? How do they move through the world? You don't wait until you see the evidence to become that person. You become that person, and the evidence follows. This is the quantum principle of observation creating reality. Your state of being determines what you experience, not the other way around. So when you're waiting for the money to show up before you feel abundant, when you're waiting for the relationship before you feel loved, when you're waiting for the success before you feel confident, you're doing it backwards and you'll miss the leap. The leap happens when you claim the frequency first, when you decide that you are already the person living in that timeline, and you start moving through life from that identity, even though the three-dimensional reality hasn't caught up yet. This feels insane to the logical mind. It feels like you're lying to yourself. It feels like you're pretending, but you're not. You're collapsing the quantum field by choosing which version of reality you're going to observe into existence. And when you hold that frequency consistently, when you refuse to default back to the old identity, no matter what the external circumstances look like, reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to match your frequency. That's when the quantum leap becomes visible. That's when opportunities that make no logical sense start appearing. That's when synchronicities multiply. That's when doors open that were previously locked. That's when people and resources and solutions show up seemingly out of nowhere. It's not magic, it's quantum mechanics. You shifted your frequency, the field responded, and you jumped timelines. Let me give you a concrete example of what this looks like in practice. Let's say you've been struggling financially for years. You've been trying to manifest more money. You've done the affirmations, the vision boards, the budgeting, the side hustles, and nothing has fundamentally changed. Then you watch this video, you feel the opening, you recognize that the quantum leap is available right now, and you decide to catch it. Here's what you do. You make a clean break with the old frequency by acknowledging that the version of you who struggles with money is not who you actually are. It's just a pattern you've been running, and you consciously choose to release that identity today. Then you ask yourself, how would the version of me who already experienced the quantum leap relate to money right now? What would they believe? How would they feel? What actions would they take? And you start embodying that version immediately, not when the money shows up, but right now. Maybe that means you stop complaining about being broke. Maybe you delete the apps that keep you stuck in scarcity thinking. Maybe you invest in something that your old self would call frivolous, but your new self knows is aligned. Maybe you start speaking about money as if it flows easily to you, even though your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. Those actions feel uncomfortable because they contradict your current reality, but that discomfort is the signal that you're actually shifting frequencies, that you're choosing the new timeline over the old one. And then you say yes to the opportunities that show up, even if they're small, even if they don't seem like they'll solve the whole problem, even if they require you to be visible, or take a risk, or do something you've never done before. Maybe someone offers you a project that doesn't pay much, but puts you in front of new people. Maybe you get an idea for a service you could offer, but your old self would say you're not qualified. Maybe you see a job posting that feels like a stretch, but something in you knows you should apply. You say yes, not because you know it will work, but because you're committed to the new frequency and you're trusting the quantum field to organize the details. And here's what happens. You take that action from the new frequency, and the field responds by sending you another opportunity, slightly bigger, slightly more aligned. You say yes to that one, and another one appears. You keep saying yes, keep embodying the new frequency, keep refusing to collapse back to the old timeline, and within weeks or months you look around and your entire financial reality has shifted in ways that don't make logical sense based on where you started. That's a quantum leap. You didn't slowly climb from one level to the next, you jumped timelines, and the jump happened because you caught the wave when it was available, and you rode it all the way to the new shore. But when you wait, when you spend those weeks doubting and overthinking and looking for proof before you commit, the wave passes, the window closes, and you're still in the old timeline wondering why nothing ever changes for you. That's why I'm making this video right now. That's why I'm telling you the quantum leap is happening right now, because I can see the wave, and I know it won't last forever. And I don't want you to be one of the people who looks back in 6 months and realizes you missed it. You're feeling the opening right now. You felt it before you even clicked on this video. That's why you're here. Your consciousness is detecting the shift in the field, and it's trying to get your attention, trying to tell you that something bigger is available right now if you're willing to reach for it. But knowing about the quantum leap is not enough. Feeling the possibility is not enough. Watching this video is not enough. The leap only happens when you act, when you commit, when you make the choice to release the old frequency and claim the new one right now in this moment. So let me ask you directly, what's the one thing you know you need to do right now to catch this leap? Not the comfortable thing, not the logical thing, not the thing that feels safe, but the thing that your new frequency version of yourself would do without hesitation. Maybe it's sending the message you've been avoiding. Maybe it's ending the situation that's been draining you. Maybe it's starting the project you've been putting off. Maybe it's investing in yourself in a way that scares you. Maybe it's claiming a new identity out loud, even though you have no proof yet. Whatever it is, you know what it is. You felt it the moment I asked the question. That's the quantum leap calling you. That uncomfortable, exciting, terrifying thing is the doorway to the new timeline. And the door is open right now, but it won't stay open forever. You can do it today. You can say yes today. You can become that person today. Or you can wait and overthink and talk yourself out of it and watch the opportunity fade. The quantum field doesn't judge either choice. It just responds to what you choose. You choose the old frequency. You get the old timeline. You choose the new frequency. You get the new timeline. It's that simple and that profound. Here's what I need you to understand. People who experience quantum leaps are not different from you. They're not more talented. They're not luckier. They're not more deserving. They just recognized the moment when the field was fluid and they moved before they felt ready. They said yes when everything in them wanted to say no. They released what felt comfortable because they wanted what felt possible. They embodied the new frequency before the evidence appeared. They trusted the leap more than they trusted the fear. And their lives changed in ways that seem miraculous to everyone watching. But they're not miracles, they're quantum mechanics. You're standing in that same moment right now. The field is fluid, the timelines are accessible, the leap is available, and the only question is whether you're going to take it. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel more prepared, but right now, today, in the next 24 hours. What's the one action that will signal to the quantum field that you're serious about this new timeline? What's the one thing your old self would never do, but your new self would do without question? Do that thing today, before the sun sets, before you go to sleep tonight, before the momentum of this moment fades. Because the quantum leap is happening right now, and most people are missing it, but you don't have to be one of them. You can be one of the people who looks back 6 months from now and says that was the moment everything changed. That was the day I caught the wave. That was when I stopped waiting for permission and started living in the timeline I'd been dreaming about. The leap is here, the door is open, the field is moving. All you have to do is jump. When this resonates with you, when you feel the truth of what I'm saying, leave a comment and tell me what's the one action you're taking today to catch the quantum leap. Let's create a field of people who said yes when the moment called them. The quantum leap is happening right now. Don't miss it.